Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy K Dre, and today we're looking at and reacting to a video called "Why Hip Hop Isn't the Same Anymore." I got some answers to that, but we're gonna do about 4 minutes and react to it. And if you guys are new to the channel, if you go through and you see what you like, hit that like button or hit the subscribe button if you want to follow on the journey. But we're about to get straight into it.
Rap music is still the most popular music genre in the United States as of 2023, but something interesting is happening to the genre as we speak. Listen to this statistic. In 2023, according to Luminate, there was a new music report about the market shares in music and the way that it's actually declining. So, in 2021, hip hop held a market share of 27.7%. Then in 2022, it declined by 26.8%, not declined by that percentage, but it went down to that percentage. And now, as of 2023, it's down to 25.9%.
Okay, so as you can see, there's a trend where it's going down about like a 1.5% each time to like 2%. 2021 was 27%, 2022 26%, and 2023 25%. Is this something to worry about? No. And also, I got an answer for that. Okay, so check this out. Hip hop is now it's the biggest that it has ever been, right? It is mainstream. But it doesn't mean hip hop is dying. It just means the trend of everybody who's jumping on it is slowly rolling off. And I also think that people are just tired hearing the same type of stuff that's not bringing any value or substance, right? And so, of course, this is going to roll off. If you're just promoting nothing but violence and crimes and different things like that, of course, right? Like, eventually, it's only so much. And also, I just think that it's just a lot of music getting pushed out, and people just want quality music, right? And that's what we get into. So, as far as hip hop itself, I just really think that we're going into a correction mode for our genre. Like, it's slowly going back into correction mode. I still think it's gonna be a high performing genre, right? Because so many kids have now grown up on hip hop, not even just black kids, but other mixture of ethnicities has been growing up on hip hop and have always been like the youth have always grown up on hip hop, like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't think that that's going to be something to be worried about. I just think that we're going to a correction module. Like, for instance, if you look at like some of these artists like Lil Lil Yachty and like other artists that you never really see do lyrical content, guess what they're doing? They bringing it back. And it's not that they couldn't do it, it's just what was popping at that moment, what people was asking for was more melodic raps. Now, as you can see, it's starting to turn a little bit more. I think that it's going to be balanced. I don't think that it's going to just completely go into like lyrical rap than everyone think. I don't think it's gonna do that. I think it's just gonna balance out. You're gonna start seeing more artists that are promoted and pushed up that has more substance and storytelling base. I think that underground artists are gonna have some type of growth in that place. But we're gonna continue to react and see what he got going on here. So before we started, I'm gonna let you know this is what he's talking about with the market share, about it going down. If in case you forgot, now we're gonna go.
And it has been on a decline since its absolute peak in 2018. And the question as of 2023 is, where is the genre going? Because there's been new reports that record labels don't even want to buy into hip-hop artists anymore.
This is true. Record labels don't want to buy into hip-hop artists no more, but it's not the hip-hop artist's fault. This is the thing. We blame the hip-hop artists and said, oh, you're not profitable no more. We're not going to invest into the genre no more. When it's you who chose the certain type of artists that you saw they can make short-term money. So now when artists are going to jail, incarcerated, getting killed off, or creating some type of crime, or they just not able to get the type of transaction as far as advertisement because of their image, whose fault is that? You have plenty of artists that shown that if you get good talent, not just good talent, because those other artists do have good talent, but good talent, but also it's marketable and have a longevity on the shelf with their content as far as their albums and projects, then you wouldn't have to worry about that. You're choosing. It's like being in a toxic relationship. You choose to be in a toxic relationship and then say, "Oh, I'm not gonna be with you anymore because you're doing this and this, right?" But then you chose that relationship. You chose to do that business adventure with those type of artists, right? You know what's better. Basically, you know what's better. Like they know what's better. They know what works. They have these experience. They have the years. They just want the short term money, invest. They know that they can get these artists who have come from nothing and they can use them up and they can just get them from a year or two, put them on the shelf, and after they're done with that, right? And so, I say that you just need adversity.
Now there's
Sorry for that long. It's just I be passionate about it. It's like, yo, we just need better representation.
even reports that the genre is going down as a whole. And now, where do we have this new talent and who's going to be carrying the genre? So, in today's episode, Lou and I wanted to speak about this because we haven't had the opportunity to do so. We're a hip hop podcast, and obviously, we speak in very positive light about hip hop music, but there's definitely something missing from the genre right now.
There's definitely a change coming, I feel like. And we saw that when everybody was freaking out that we reached the halfway mark of the year and we didn't have a single #1 rap album or #1 rap song until we got the Pink Tape by Uzi and Doja Cat's Paint the Town Red only in the summertime. And I think it's no surprise that the mainstream scene of hip-hop right now is not in its best shape. The only really memorable and amazing album that we got in 2023 was Utopia. And now we're asking the question, do we have to rely on the underground? Is there still going to be, forward movement for the genre when it comes to the industry's leaders? And that's
Okay, then once again, we have the freaking internet. Why do we have to wait on the industry to push out artists to break? The internet can do that. Just like how TikTok breaks out artists that the industry use, right? We as people can do the same thing. Simply share the artists that you like, who not in the mainstream, who doesn't have thousands, hundreds of thousands of followers. They might have 100 followers, but they have good music. Share it. If it's good art and you like it, and you have taste of it, and you know you have friends who might have taste, share it. Right? Like, we have the power to now break a mold of an artist. We don't need a record label. Now, I'm not saying the record label is useless. Record label is awesome. They could be able to do things for as far as a joint venture and things that you can for an artist that needs it when it comes to going to the next level. But I'm just saying, in general, finding good music is not hard. And we gotta stop pretending like you can't find those type of particular artists that brings value to hip hop. Like, I just think that it's we just live in a era of abundance.
That's what I want to talk about right now, is the fact that it feels like 99% of rappers that are new and are coming up and that are reaching that top dog position can't really hold it for that long. If you take it back to 96 when Biggie rapped "Your reign at the top was short like leprechauns," he was speaking facts. Or even looking at what Dr. Dre said on Wesley's Theory, anybody can get it, but the hard part is keeping a motherfucker. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it's true.
I feel like rappers looking at, let's say, someone like Lil Baby, where is the longevity there, bro? He was on top of the game in 2020. He had like 47 songs charting on the Billboard Hot 100. People like Lil Wayne and Kanye West were calling him their favorite rapper. He was working with Drake, Post Malone. My Turn was a juggernaut of an album. He was on top of the world. And then you advance 3 years later and he's canceling shows because he tried to do an arena tour. He had his opening act, The Kid Laroi, drop out of it. And now there's this narrative that sonically he's...
Okay, so first of all, I want to say this. Remember back, we're gonna go back. So let's see. I'm not pulling it back, but I'm showing you the chart. What here? The chart. So, all right, but keep in mind, these are the numbers that they had that were up back then. Like this right here, even before that, you gotta remember during pandemic in 2018 and 2017, like numbers were going up, and then when 2018, 2019, close to around like 2019, where the pandemic started to become a thing. Guess what? Money was starting to get printed around 2019, 2020, 2021. Around that time, somewhere in there, money was getting printed. People had money to go out. People was listening to music. People was doing. Now people are living their normal lives. People are doing stuff. I just think that if we talk about just the state of hip hop, I think in just general overall with music, everyone is probably just listening to podcasts and stuff, and people still love music, right? People still love music. And as far as the baby thing, man, I think that like he has a credible talent. I like some of his music that he's put out, but I just think that in general, like looking for one person to be the hip hop savior is just not the thing no more. And we gotta all face it. Like we gotta all think about it. Like even Kendrick said, I am not something. He said like I'm not your savior or something on his new album or something like that or something. Like it was something he said on there, but it was basically addressing what him, Cole, and somebody else. But I think it was like LeBron. But it was basically phrasing and saying that, yo, like I'm only a human person, and you can't just look for me to be the person who saves hip hop and saves the day and kind of be this what you count me as. Of I have things on my own, things that I deal with too personally, right? And I think that that's the same thing with just in general with we have whole as far as accountability to ourselves and stop trying to rely on an artist themselves when their job is just to create music for us to enjoy. We put them too much on a high pedestal for them to be the face of hip hop when there's so many opportunities and so many talents now that's kind of damn near impossible when people's attention is being pulled everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And also I just think that it's with just a lot of marketing, a lot of just in general people are just being pulled with their attention.
Another example of a rapper that took the industry by storm, someone who had everything in the palm of his hands and just, I feel like kind of about Roddy Ricch. Roddy Ricch was another example of a rapper that took the industry by storm, someone who had everything in the palm of his hands and just, I feel like kind of let it loose to a certain extent. You know, you go back to 2019, Please Excuse Me for Being Antisocial was one of the biggest rap albums ever commercially. You had a diamond record on there, and commercially, it was just up from there, especially that being his debut. But now you look 3 years later, and it's the question, well, where is he, and what is he going to be doing?
Yeah, and he had like a decade.
Okay, so this is y'all problem. Like I know this is a podcast. I've watched their content, and they really genuinely like hip hop. They really are students in like to the hip hop, right? But this the thing, you're looking at the wrong artist. Y'all looking at the wrong artist. If you looking at these artists as being the quote unquote the face of hip hop, like yo, there's so many artists that I can name countless that are still doing. Look, you got Saba, right? You got who else? Saba, he's selling his shows. He ain't doing big arenas, but he's selling shows, right? And he has amazing talent. You have a lot of other dope artists I'm trying to think of. I mean shit, even like the as far as right now, my bad. As far as right now, you got like Joey Badass, you got shit. I'm trying to think, man. It's really hard because it's a lot of them. But if we talk about like people who are really still putting out quality music, I would say Big Sean. I mean, I would say Big Sean. He put out quality music. Damn. Okay, maybe they got a point. Maybe they got a point. But no, look. Check this out though. I think that at the end of the day, is it about selling arenas or the streams of getting this many streams to be called the hip hop favorite face of hip hop? Or is it the person who has impact, right? So regard all the other stuff that I just said as far as trying to find somebody who's a face of hip hop, because I just realized hip hop has just gotten so big that there's no face to fill it. Think about it. In other genres, who do you know is the face of other genres? There's only probably a few. If it's the same thing with hip hop, right? You got Cole, Kendrick, J. Cole, and I would say Big Sean. People that you know who's doing it on a high level and consistently doing it, right? That's coming through, and then you got some others, right? But I'm just saying, even then, hip hop is so big that you can't really put a face on hip hop because it's just mainstream. So that's what I'm saying. But anyways, let me go ahead and play this.
Decade-defining hit with the Box. He got the Baby a #1 hit with Rockstar. And ever since then, it seems like his sound is just not evolving. And when he came into the game, he was fresh, he was new, he had the gospel influence. He really seemed like he could have been the face of rap, and now he's chasing that success that he had 3 years ago. Even
They're talking about Roddy Ricch.
looking at someone else, for example, like a Cardi B. You look at Invasion of Privacy, every song on there is platinum. She won the Grammy. People were hailing her as the new queen of rap, and now she keeps pumping the brakes on her sophomore album because with every single that she's dropping, it's not climbing the charts the way that she wants it to.
Again, climbing the charts like it wants to. Are we gonna put the charts in sales as who's the savior, hip hop savior, and the face of hip hop? Because I'm gonna let y'all know now, sales and streams does not equip anymore to someone who has an impact. It just don't.
Songs are not connecting. Look at a song like Bongos with Megan Thee Stallion. She did a rinse and repeat formula of WAP.
And,
And no one's buying it.
It's the same thing. Even let's say someone like Lil Durk, who is extremely impressive commercially, especially as of late. But I feel like there's a certain sentiment in the community that he's been making the same music for the past 4 years. And this is not to single out those 4 rappers in particular. Those are just case studies because they are at the top of the game. But what's interesting is that when you have to look at your industry leaders and the people that are leading this genre into the next decade, you have to look at these people because those are the people that are topping the charts. But what's interesting is that you go back to the late 2000s, early 2010s, you had J. Cole, you had Kendrick, you had Drake coming through, and you saw them be able to put up these massive numbers, but also maintain the quality of music and set a standard and a precedent for what music should sound like at that time. And
now, this is the last part I want to say, and then we're going to end the video. This is exactly what I was saying. It's either between two jobs. It's either the industry itself, as far as the label, find these type of talents because there are talents out there. You telling me that you have millions of inspired artists and you can't find them who actually have the type of talent that Drake, Kendrick, and Cole has, that you can't find them. No, you're not looking for them. You're looking for a quick buck. And then after you use them, you're going to throw off hip hop and then go somewhere else. Like they're doing with Afro beats. With Afro music. And it's annoying because they're using up hip hop. They're using up hip hop in its youth and the art of it. And then, like, just for, like, of course, it's a business. But you got to keep in mind, is you choose what you want. It's like a diet. If you choose to eat horrible shit, then you're gonna produce horrible shit. You're gonna shit horrible shit, right? If you eat good food, you're gonna be able to produce better. It's the same thing with artists. You know what I'm saying? And also, this is the last thing. We got the internet. You don't have to rely on the industry to push out a certain type of artist to blow a change of artists' lives. They also get us good content and good music. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, if you guys enjoy my intake, I know some things was kind of everywhere. I just woke up and this video has been on my mind and I definitely had one to make it. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you later.